Okay, we're live on stream. And what we're going to be doing today is going through 2 days ago. Well, actually, it's yesterday, Kayson's tournament, and we're going to be going through map 1. This was GentleMates versus LA Thieves, and most people thought GentleMates would probably lose this one. I think GentleMates were definitely not the favorite, but they managed to absolutely take over this map, and I wanted to go through specifically Envoy. He had a really good map, but yeah, we're going to go through the whole map and kind of break it down. So off the break here, we are playing on Exposure Hardpoint. Let's see what the boys doing, how they kind of, how they start this one off. Let's go through it. All right, we should be good, should be ready to go. Perfect. So off the break into the Thieves, you can see Thieves are having a more of a flat formation. Off the break, you're going to see they're going to send 4 people through the middle. The biggest thing they're going to use their tacks. So what they're trying to do with their tacticals is they're trying to land them around there. Okay, we're trying to land our tacks around there, and what that's going to do is slow the enemies down to get into position. On the other side of the map, if you are GentleMates there, if you can use your tacks and land them around there, it's going to be really, really impactful, and you potentially can get some double kills. So nade spots and stuns are super important off the break, as you see here, especially because no one uses trophy systems. Do you see that nade itself? Look at this grenade. So they're all using their nades, but I want you to look at the health right now. So Ken's on 48% health, right? Look at that. Ken's on 48% health. We go to Hydra, he's on 100% health. But do you see how it just slows Ken down? So you're going to see now GentleMates go through. Envoy's got this outer skirts. He's going to go across. And right now we're kind of doubling up on him. He goes through. And Envoy makes a really good play here. So right now off the break here, I want to talk about Kenny, because this is where the support comes in. So if we look at the map, this is again starting formation wise. They go through. Kenny's really weak here. Now as Kenny's really weak, he's actually reinforcing Envoy. So he's going to help Envoy on the right. And during this time, you see that number 5 is going to be Ghosty, and Neptune and Ghosty. They're going to take out Kenny in that transition. Now that Kenny's dead, right? This is one of the most, actually no, I'm faded. That's Scrap. My apology. That's Scrap right there. Now that Scrap is dead as number 4, this makes it super hard for everyone else, because now we have a 1v1 on the bottom, right? And we actually have a 3v2 on top. So one of the biggest things you want to do is make sure you're getting the first bloods. It just makes everything easier. So now we're going to go through in terms of the numbers. We have 3v2 in the middle, and we have a 1v1 here. In the actual 1v1, you can see how they both play it. This is what you want to do. You want to camera the opponent. So do you see Hydra? He's sliding around, trying to get a shot off. He doesn't see me. He slides to the left, then he slides to the right again. This is more like kind of chasing each other, and whoever wins the fight is just going to be the one who cameras the other. But this was massive, because not only did Envoy win his fight, as you see in the middle, we're just overloading them with numbers. So this is a really good job from GentleMates off the break. They get another kill, they go through, and look how much space we're taking now, okay? So as soon as Envoy gets his kill, he's going to be able to tell his team, I've got lower. I think lower, this low area, is one of the most important parts of the map, especially for like a P1. Because now you are essentially funneling in Thieves through only 3 areas. They can literally come through this. I call this long, right? We can say their side P1, which is there, or mid-cut, okay? So right now you're actually funneling Thieves through very, very limited areas. And we also have a lot of sight. Envoy has so much vision onto the top middle. I just think it's really helpful. So he goes through, backs away, and look what happens now. In this situation, I see so many people, if they're like top middle, they kind of just hold top middle. But I want you to look what Ghosty does. Ghosty's sitting top middle. His teammate Neptune now. Neptune can watch this area. Neptune can watch that. Envoy himself is able to watch this area there, right? So now Envoy can watch that. Neptune can watch that. Ghosty doesn't really need to be here. So what does he do is he takes a little bit of an advanced route, and look what he does. He's now watching this long area. So do you see how the team itself has now funneled through? So now Ghosty has long, right? Neptune has the cut I was mentioning, and Envoy's got the cut to the left. So now everything is covered on such a scrappy hill like a P1. They just have everything covered within 10 seconds. And now what I would do if I was Sib, I'm going through elbow, which is I call this elbow, and just kind of reinforce whoever needs help here. Let's see how this plays out and what they do. So now they have everything covered. They're going to go through, and again, look at that massive 2-piece. And the biggest thing you want to do is just keep taking up space. Look what happens now. They get kills, they take up space. They take up space, they take up space. And now they're making it super difficult for Thieves to actually get out. Hydra does able to get through, and they get him again. They get through again, they get traded. So right now, GentleMates are doing such a good job of just putting pressure on the map. If I pause it right now, if you actually look at the arrows, we can see not a single Thieves member is actually in this proximity. They're all all kind of pushed out to the left, and GentleMates are soaking so much time off the break. And I know the game's early, but even these 30 seconds right now, it just adds so much value to the team, and it just allows them to play on the front foot. Great job again with Ghosty. You see they're putting pressure on the map, and now with 15 seconds left, let's see who takes the rotation. So you're going to see number 3 start to set up. It's going to be Hydra. He's going to hold the mid cart. So right now, what I would assume right now, if Hydra's holding this mid cart, as if I'm number 2 should probably play somewhere around there or pushed up so that they can't be seen from middle. Hydra's playing a bit of a creddy spot, so you're going to see number 2 at BZ. We're going to see him potentially push up here or play around the left. Let's see what happens. So they end up doubling through middle. He gets a trade right there. You see it's going to be a 2-2 split, and you're going to see right now they're just trying to, you know, get to the new rotation. A BZ gets 1, backs away here, and this is going to be a huge kill. Ghosty pushes him in, and that is just a massive play from a BZ, playing his life really well. Now, what I think a BZ could have done, right, in this situation, I think a BZ right now, to be honest with you, he doesn't know the timings yet in terms of where they could be, but if I'm a BZ, maybe watching this back, he would agree, I don't know, but I think right now a BZ could potentially take up more space over there. I think if a BZ pushes right a little bit, he allows number 4 to maybe get on time, and they have a bit more map control. So maybe not yet, maybe in about 2 or 3 seconds, depending on how fast 4 is. Now, I think right now, number 2 could maybe push up a little bit and take up more space, but they don't know where number 8 is, so it's not the worst play. Okay, let's talk about the setup right now, and most important arrow. The most important arrow right now for me is arrow number 7. Well, let me just get the Twitch chat open. Let me just get the Twitch chat open as well on the other screen, in case you have any questions or anything you want to go through. Perfect. When will you be posting settings video? I actually have a settings video out already on my guide. So if you got the guide, the settings video is already on there, like the first settings video of the year. But I will be posting another one anyways. But right now I wanted to just give my new exclusive settings for the guide. And yeah, I'll also make a video going forward. But for now, if you got the guide, the settings video is there. If any of the mods don't mind linking the guide, that'd be much appreciated. But right now, let's go through once again. So I want you to pay attention to this individual here. It's gonna be number 7, okay? This is really important. This is the route. So right now, number 7's pushed up the most. He's going through, and just look at this route he takes. This is a really good route because they're going through, and this is super important. If you're number 7 right now, your timing is everything, okay? So Envoy, he's in a really good spot. Now, you could have number 4 Scrap potentially pick up the pinch. You could say that, but at the same time, it's one of those where off the break, they're expecting all the pressure from the right. So I just want to see how quick Envoy is, and look what happens right now. If we pause it right now, look at the arrows. You're going to see the arrows they're in a situation where the arrows, you know, you kind of look at this like, right now, all the arrows are facing forward. Sorry, 1 second, let me just make sure. Yeah, so I was checking something. Yeah, so right now all the arrows are facing forwards. They're all putting pressure on the right. If you're number 5 and 6, if you're Neptune and Ghosty, what you need to do is the following, okay? And this is what people at home watching, and when you're playing in this situation, what is their role right now? You want to make sure you're putting pressure on number 4 and 1. You're kind of distracting them, so you want them to look at you. That way, number 7 has an easy pinch. If you don't do that, if you back away, Scrappy has time to think and say, hang on, something's going wrong. Let me check the pinch out, okay? So right now, this is what's going to happen. You're going to go through and look what he does right now. He gets a perfect timing, gets 1, gets a second. And now number 2 is forced to turn around. A BZ is forced to look at Envoy. So now Envoy, it's your turn. Now Envoy is a little bit weak. He's got the 2-piece. Of course, this player is going to turn around. If you're Envoy right now, you wait, you buy time. Number 5, Neptune should 100% pounce here and help him out. Let's see what happens. He ends up going through. He does exactly that. Massive 3. They know where the last player is. He goes across and gets a 4-piece. Perfect stuff here. Now, where are they going to spawn? What's the next play? In this situation, Envoy made a great play. Currently 7 and 1. There's 2 main spawn points, okay? You're going to have spawn point over here. We'll call it spawn point 1. And we'll have the other side spawn point 2. This hill is very simple. And in this situation, you can see number 8, Sib. He's backed away. So the game is simply going to say, all right, Sib, you're blocking spawns. No problem. They're all going to spawn there. So now it's our turn to keep the funnel through. So number 7 is more than likely going to either push up mid or something like that, or he's going to just turn around and help them. Let's see what he does. So he ends up getting aggressive and cutting lanes once again. So look how much pressure he puts there. He ends up dying there, and it actually makes a really good play from Scrap there. But his role there, Envoy's goal and role, was to get another kill and push out. Maybe he overheated a little bit. You see he's kind of in an angle where he's able to get seen. So he could have maybe slowed down a little bit and ease off some of the pressure. So Scrap with a massive 3-piece right there. And you can see Scrap did a really good job getting the kills. kills, and now Thieves are able to retake that. So great job there from Thieves, but more importantly from Scrap. Look at number one now, okay? Number one on the other side is going to do the exact same thing as Envoy, but the other way around now. So if we right now, we get the kills, we get the kills, we get the kills. We see them all coming through. We get the kills, get the kills, get the kills. Boom. Look at number one, okay? So now number one is going to say, hey, how about I take a route? Now, why do we want to do this, especially at this moment? Well, if we look at the time, we have 29 seconds left. P3 is over there, okay? So out of the two spawns, we'll say spawn point 1 and spawn point 2, we actually, especially near the end, we actually want to spawn at point 1, right? Because we want to have spawns for next hill. So you're going to see players now take more of an aggressive route. Where the other way round, right now you're not going to see not going to see GentleMates taking a route as much right now because we want to protect our spawns. So look what Kenny does. Kenny's going to go through and the rest of his team are going to be just putting pressure on the map. And look, you're going to see we're trying to break. But do you see how number 7 takes a route as well? Envoy. So once again, being early and he gets the kill on Kenny. So what could Kenny have done differently here? There's a few things Kenny could have done. So right now what Kenny potentially could have done is instead of going for the pinch, he could have maybe just stayed around there, try to get some kills and spawn them out. That's another play Kenny could have done in this situation. You see, he goes for a pinch here. It doesn't work out because Envoy actually repinches him. So this was, I don't know if this was a bad play from Kenny or a great play from Envoy. I think there was a little bit of both, to be honest with you. With only 20 seconds left, you do expect good players to start rotating. So I guess Kenny could have been a little bit more patient there, but for the most part, I think it was a good play from Envoy. Let me get some water because I am thirsty. Give me 1 second. Hope you guys are enjoying these breakdowns as well. I'm going to try doing like maybe one a day on YouTube on my main channel, something like that. I think this would be really good good value. So yeah, let me know if you guys like these and what you want to see next, yeah? Okay. How are we breaking this hill? So once again, I think one of the best things to do is spread the map. And you see Hydra does this so well right now. He goes to the right, he goes through, because it's hard for them to check every single angle. He gets one, gets through, gets traded. And now you can see they're kind of just pushing them back, pushing them back, pushing them back. But let's notice something here. Look at the spawns. I want you to look at the back of the map here. Ken spawns at the back. Now, this is an interesting one because with this map, I've actually found, I think breaking through the back is really hard because there's literally one door there. I think breaking through the back is really hard. So I think, oh wait, I don't know if I skipped some time. Oh, the footage cut off. I was a bit confused. If you look right here, because you see the footage cut off, it actually skipped 30 seconds of this hill. Okay, that makes more sense. So right now, if you actually forward it a little bit, if you look what happens here, there's only 20 seconds left. Do you notice number 7? And this is one of the most important things, okay? Jammers with a big gifted. Thank you, Jammers. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we are 5 subs away from 150 subs. Thank you so much, Jammers. I appreciate the gifted. Can we get some love for Jammers? Thank you. I appreciate that, Jammers. Thank you so much. So right now, do you notice something with 20 seconds left? I want you to look at Envoy. Once again, Envoy is doing a lot of the dirty work. And this is what I always say with Envoy. He is a really good smart player. I think sometimes his slaying lets him down, but he does the smart stuff, just the basic. So right now, if there's 20 seconds left, this is P4, okay? So this is P4. Right now you have 2 spawn points. You're kind of spawning like around there. And you're kind of spawning around there, right? Towards the end of this hill, the end of P3, we want Thieves to spawn there. So this is where sometimes when I'm either playing with people, even when we play CMGs, and we push the back, I'm like, no, move. The reason I say that is because we want to leave the back open. So look, right now, do you see he pushes forward, and every kill they get now, they're gonna actually spawn them behind. Well, at least one of them, right? And now if you're number 8, just leave him, and look at that. Perfect. Do you see now we're actually spawning them out? This was a perfect play. Now, what I think Scrap could have done here, I think Scrap right now, in my opinion, as soon as his teammates spawn out, I think he needs to back away and hard block. Now, when I'm saying these things, I want you to know I have a mini-map. So it's easy to sound smart with a mini-map. Okay, so whenever I'm saying this, I'm not actually criticizing the pros. I'm just saying with the minimap, what that arrow probably should have done. I want to make that clear, okay? So right now, look what he could have done. So I think right now, Scrap sees number 1 and 3. Okay, he sees number 1 and 3 spawn out. He's holding middle. If I'm Scrap right now, I'm saying, okay, let me just back away. If I'm Scrap, I'm honestly going around there and I'm just protecting the back and I'm trying to annoy GentleMates. I'm trying to bring attention to me. I think him going forward here, in my opinion, was a little bit rogue because now you can see all the arrows go towards him. Even that kill, he gets traded. And now look, Do you see what I mean? Because now the whole map's open. I think if Scrap played around there, he could have just protected himself from number one. But look what happens now. Look how far Scrap spawns. So I actually think it was a really poor play from him. He now spawns all the way out, and now he's giving GentleMates such an easy rotation. And now look, same thing with number one. Number one needs to go to the back there. If you're Kenny, just go to the back. Just go to the back quicker. Now number 3 spawns there, it works out okay. So BZ makes a great play, and to be fair to Ken, him distracting actually worked out really well here. So Kenny playing his life here was a really good distraction. You see Neptune's one shot, and a BZ makes a really good play, gets through, gets a 2-piece. As soon as he gets that kill, it opens up, and now it actually works out really well for Thieves. So I think Thieves messed up a little bit, but at the same time I think GentleMates could have done better on their hold, and overall it works out really well. So once again, you see the back isn't fully blocked. We're getting a bit of a split spawn system. So right now, maybe you want to hard block a little bit more. You see number 3 is not really blocking. No one's holding the left. Number 4 has gone all the way out. Scrap has gone all the way around there, and we don't have anyone on the left here. Maybe they wanted to set this up like this. We don't know yet, because different teams like different setups. Maybe they wanted the setup like this. There's definitely a way. So we can't really tell that right now. Sometimes some teams may have different setups, right? Instead of having the setup like this, and you want the enemies to come from the right, we never know. Thieves could have the setup like this. They could have said, how about we hold it like this? How about we make them come through the lanes? So that's also an option. If that's the case, they did a good job. I can't really tell that just yet because the game's still coming out. So we need to see more scrims and more tournaments to see what the best way of holding things are. But for the most part, I don't think it's, I think you want to keep them spawning as far away as possible. And you can see that by the break as well. They're able to get in quite easily. So right now, really mixy, really mixy, really mixy. I want to see who makes that early rotation. So number 5 is going to go through. It's going to be Neptune. Him and Envoy are going to go across right now. And you're going to see with 10 seconds left, they're going to kind of try and cut lanes here, try and put pressure on Thieves and just keep them trapped. Do you see what they're trying to do? They're kind of just trying to keep them trapped here. They're trying to keep Thieves trapped in that area, and you can see it works out really well. So do you see Ghosty now pushed up middle? You see Envoys kept up there. You see right there Envoys on the right. You see Ghosty's there. You see how much pressure we have through middle, and this is something I always tell my team as well. When we're playing, I mean 3 games in the call, I always say that we need more mid pressure, more mid pressure, more mid pressure. But at the same time, we can't forget low, and I think right now they're just trying to find that balance. But I think mid is super important. It really is. Ghosty gets 2, they go across, and look how much pressure you have when you have mid map control. Let me tell you why mid map is so important. Okay. Let's just back away a little bit. Okay, if we have mid-map control, the players on the hill, they kind of have to be around this area. They kind of have to be behind cover. Because if they're anywhere here, they're going to get like fried, right? If they're anywhere here, they're going to get fried. If they're anywhere here, they get fried. So you know the player on the hill are going to be on the outer skirts. Without mid-map control, if I don't have mid-map control and I'm Sib, right? If my teammates aren't mid-map, I'm going to die. But if I do have mid-map control, I can post up on this head glitch and watch long. 3am knows this. You guys, if you watch, you know this, right? When we're playing and we're trying to break through the front and they have somebody posted on that heady, it's really hard to break. If they've got someone posted there that's watching forward, like watching this way, it's super difficult to break. So you need mid-map control. It just gives you so much more freedom. So look what happens now. There's 3 down. Instantly, number 6. Look what 6 does. Instantly pushes through. Look at this. No hesitation. They get the kills. Look at 6. Look at 6. Straight away. Goes through. Gets the top crate. He's watching middle. Number 7. Right, I'm going to help you middle. And we now have resources middle. Look at Neptune. Once again, what did he say? I'm going to push out the map. This is what I mean by getting aggressive. Look what Neptune does now. Neptune standing here, right? Neptune being here, he's basically telling his team, I have this whole area, right? So I have this whole area. They have to come through middle. The only way they can kill you from the right is once they've killed me. So if I'm Sib doesn't need to watch the right because Neptune's right there. So Sib can help middle. Envoy can help middle. Ghosty can help middle. All 3 can help middle because Neptune's pushed up. And it just puts pressure on them, and they're doing a really good job of that. So look, backs away. He doesn't need to get the kill here. He doesn't need to get this kill. This kill is extra. Look at that. Did you see what I mean? Right here. Look what Neptune does. This is super important, okay? He gets 1 kill. Massive kill. If he stays in this corner, he gets fried. Look what he does. He backs away. He backs away. He just slows them down. He just slows them down. Okay. Now he comms. Hydra's their side, going middle. If you're Neptune now, all you do is just chill. You hold this, and you just let them funnel through middle. Your team has everything set up. You have somebody up top. You're in a really good spot. And this is the power of calling out in game. The power of putting pressure on the map. Really good stuff there. They end up getting taken out eventually. But once again, we have so much time there. We move to the P1. Let's see how Thieves can get into this one right now. They're going to go across. Scraps push through. They're going to play an off angle. Really good job from Scrap. They gets another kill. Now they push out. Push out, push out, push out. They end up reading the spawns wrong. They end up going through. And let's see how long it takes to read this. So they're going to wait. And then they get kind of fried. So right there was more reading the spawns wrong. So even the professionals are very best right now when it's like this situation. You see how the spawns, they don't really know where they're coming from. These are things that are going to be learned as the game evolves, but they're all certain they're coming through the left. They end up spawning behind them, right? So look, you see they're holding this. Unless it's like lagging or something, I don't know, because he's not moving, I don't know. But hey, anyways, yeah, they get taken out immediately, okay? So right now you see Thieves get absolutely fried there. And at this stage of the game, if I'm a Thieves player or fan, I'm probably a little bit like, okay, we need to lock in. We're getting kind of slammed. Like we need to do something here. That's the biggest thing. We need to do something different because what we're doing is not working. The whole team's negative. Besides a BZ who's neutral, and the other side of things, Sib's having a slow one, but you Envoy taking over. You got Ghosty neutral. You got Neptune a little bit negative, but for the most part, like you were playing really well. And Envoy's having a legacy map. He's having one of those maps where he's doing his normal job, but he's also getting the extra kills on the map, making the game super easy. Now we have the next rotation. Same thing. Let's see how they play this. Right there, I think mid cut. I honestly think aBeZy needs to pick up mid-cut there. In my opinion, like aBeZy gets that kill. I think aBeZy right there just sits mid-cut. Again, aBeZy one of my favorite players, so I'm not saying, oh, why didn't he do this? I'm just saying with hindsight, like right now, I think having your teammate there, especially after getting a two-piece, I just feel like he holds mid-cut. Like right now, if aBeZy plays here, to be fair, his teammates are there, so maybe this was miscommunication. Like, where's Scrap going? You see, this is really important right now. I'm actually going to sit right here and talk about this, okay? This is where I think communication comes in, because aBeZy actually can go to heal and help if number 4 is going to go behind him like this, because then aBeZy can be there and Scrap can be there holding this. So this is where I think it could be miscommunication or something. I'm not sure, but look what happens, right? aBeZy ends up leaving middle. He leaves it. As he leaves it, Scrap is actually posting up to watch mid-map, but he's not able to watch mid-cut. So he ends up leaving it. We now have 3 people watching the front and no one watching mid-cut. So I think right there, either Scrap either needs to go there. Kenny needs to either go there when he spawned, or aBeZy needs to hold a mid-cut. But I don't think we can leave this mid-cut open, because then you're exposed. And I think there could have been some miscommunication there. With how fast the game is going, with how hectic it could have been, with the team losing, maybe something got missed here. But do you see the effect it has? Look at that right here. They go through, and now you actually give Sib a free kill. Look at the angle that Hydra's sitting in as well. Hydra's sitting in an angle where he's potentially watching mid-cut from there, but he's going to get cameraed. It's not the best angle. So I just feel like you left them to die there, and now Kenny's by himself. He's going to get traded right there. Look at that. He gets one, he gets traded, and now Scrap is there. So where Scrap is now, I think he could have been 10 seconds ago. Look, right here. I think if Scrap sits there, right, this whole setup is completely different. I actually think this was a game-breaking play, in my opinion. If Scrap sits there, he's good enough to get a two-piece. They get maybe 20-30 seconds here. This is a completely different game. It's little things like that, and I'm sure Thieves are watching this back, and I'm sure that's probably a moment they look back and say, right, what happened there? And they obviously have the comms, so maybe they can look back at and look through. And these are things that it's good to iron out because the game's so early, right? So you can kind of look through and say, right, what do we do? Now you can see, like, look on the other side, right? Do you see how efficient this is? We have Ghosty watching his mid-cut. So he's like, guys, I've got my mid-cut, just simply watch over me. And while this is happening, you have Sib with an AR watching over him, and you have Neptune kind of pushed out, right? Even now in a 2v4, he's not panicking. Look, he's not panicking. Sib's got over him. Sib has his whole area. So again, small talk. Maybe, yo, watch your right, Ghosty. I'm going to help you. Watch your right. And there you go. He gets a kill. I'm staying. I'm watching over you. These are small things you can say. Great job from Sib. Great shots from him. He's going to back away. He's going to just take his time here. And what they're trying to do is just get some kills. Keep this one close. But Thieves do a really good job of breaking back in. So both teams really good holds. Really good breaks. And yeah, both teams doing a good job there. As we go across right now, 20 seconds. Let's see who's rotating once again. You see number 3 is going to go. Number 2 is going to start rotating. And number 7 is now Envoy. And do you notice a difference here with Envoy? What he's doing compared to what we saw with Kenny? And this is where I think it's super important. If you guys remember a few minutes ago, I saw Kenny's route on the P2 and I kind of criticized it a little bit. I said he couldn't play a little bit better with his route. I want you to look at the arrow number 7, okay? If we look at number 7, look at the route Envoy takes. And this is where he doesn't get greedy. He doesn't push through. He doesn't get greedy. He simply just says, you know what? I'm going to hide. I'm going to get through, and look, he plays corners, and he waits. And he simply waits to pounce. Now, while he's here, look at the minimap. Look at the minimap, okay? And I want you to pay attention to number 3, Hydra. Look what happens right now. Envoy standing here, okay? He's essentially blocking this spawn. He has now made Hydra spawn on the other side of the map. This has nothing to do with his KD. So when people say plays like Envoy, they make good plays, this is what they refer to. This play doesn't necessarily affect the KD, but this is a massive play. The way I would describe this is like a counter UAV. Imagine a counter UAV compared to a helicopter. If you said what's a more impactful streak, right? The helicopter you can directly correlate to kills. Okay, so a Slayer could be like a helicopter, as someone that's roaming around getting kills. A counter UAV, you can't see the benefit on the scoreboard, but you know it's impactful. And I think players like this are valuable for that very reason. Do you see how annoying this is? He's playing his life, he's relaxing, he's given a spawn to his teammate. He's essentially like a magnet, and now we're setting up a pinch. And he makes the play as well. He gets the kill, he goes through in a 2v2, he does get taken out there, but now they're able to break in. All because of Envoy's route. And I think he made a great play there. And that doesn't get seen on the scoreboard. So I just wanted to give him some credit there. 7 again. Look what he does. He reads the pinch. He does end up dying there, but he reads the pinch on number 3. He makes him weak. He brings attention. Now Neptune goes through, and look at Neptune's aggression. Great play. He goes across to the right. I know he's there. I'm going to back away. And I'm just look at this omni movement. Can't speak English. And now they're going to go through, and now they push him through the back. And I actually think holding this from the front is actually easier. I think when you're at the back, I think it's super hard to break. I think it's super hard to break from that back door. You get funneled, I think it's really hard to break. I think most of the time, yeah, you're gonna have someone pinching as well. And it just, yeah, that's just such a good hold. Let me go through that, because this is something I've literally been playing, and I was speaking to Dinho and 3M today. I think when we have this hill, I always say, let's let them have the back. Like after the initial 1 or 2 waves, and not let them have the back, but like if they're at the back, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. All we have to do is send someone on the pinch. Look at number 5. He goes on the pinch, gets a kill, and if he dies, it doesn't matter. But we have to just make sure that we keep them trapped there. This was a great hold. Really good hold. It takes them to 200 points almost. They're going to go through. Someone needs to take a route now. So look at Abizi. He's taking the route on the left. Abizi's making sure left is good, and Ken's making sure right is good. So you can see Thieves actually doing a really good job of just covering their lanes, right? Look at this. Abizi's like, guys, I've got your P2. Kenny's like, guys, I've got your P4. And then Hydra and Scrap are like, I bet. That means they have to be here. The only thing Kenny needs to do is also just watch middle as well. He needs to make sure that that elbow bit is covered. I think he needs to do that. Let's see if he does that. Where number 5 is, yeah, so he does that. Exactly what I mentioned. Kenny's going to do that. He's going to call out to Abizi. Abizi's going to chase him. Even Abizi now, I don't know. I feel like he kind of chased for no reason, man. I'll be honest, bro. Abizi kind of, I think he misplayed that, man. I'm going to be honest here. I think Abizi got greedy, bro. Look at this. Abizi's in a great spot. He's like, I don't think he needs to do that. I really don't. He's got the hole in the left. Yeah, we call him out, but it's like, it's okay, bro. We have 5 seconds left. Why are we tweaking? You know what I'm saying? And like I said, bro, this is no disrespect to these players. These are some of my favorite players. Abizi, one of my favorite players of all time. So this isn't me disrespecting. This is just me learning the game with you guys and just things I'm noticing. But I think Abizi got a little bit greedy here. Really, I really do. He goes through, he gets greedy. He leaves his lane, and Sib gets perfect timing. But you only get perfect timing if they give it to you. You know what I'm saying? We could all sit here and say, oh, Sib got good timing. But hey, end of the day, if you look what Abizi's doing now, Abizi gave himself bad timing. If Abizi stayed there, that couldn't have happened. He gave himself a bad timing, and they get broken. And I think these are little plays that will get ironed out over the next, to be honest, week or month, right? These are very, very early plays. We're 2 weeks into the game. We're 2 weeks into the game, okay? So very early. The first weekend of CDL hasn't even started yet. So every single week, every single game week, I expect teams to get better and sharper. So these mistakes are normal, especially with how fast the game is played. They're very normal. Okay, so I wouldn't worry too much, especially top players like Abizi. You know, I wouldn't worry at all. Okay, what happens here? It's going to go through. They're going to hold it from the front. Once again, I think what I'm seeing a really good job from GentleMates as well is like they're taking the right routes, and they're just playing a little bit sharper. With their setups are a little bit more sharp, with their breaks are a little bit more sharp. They just seem to be playing a little bit more ahead than the Thieves in this match. They're up by 100 points, and they're just simply playing better. They're just simply playing better. Besides the obvious KD, they're just playing better as a team. They're making sure they're rotating early. They're making sure they're set up well. Their team works a little bit better. They're just, everything's a bit sharper. Their team kills are just a bit more organized, and you're seeing it here. It's working really well for them. Sib gets across again. They're all coming through middle. Remember what we spoke about? Spoke about this earlier. Have somebody watch along, but you need mid-map pressure. You need mid-map pressure. You need mid-map pressure. Look at that. They read the pinch. They go through sevens with a beautiful pinch as well. He makes him one shot. He says, guys, watch your pinch. Scrap's dead. Boom, takes over. Turn around again. Ghosty's got your top middle. He says, don't worry about it. I got your middle. Just watch your pinches. Right, someone's coming middle. 8, help him out. Sib, help him out. Sib's like, don't worry. I got you. Goes through again. Hydra goes across. Abizi tries to make a play with only 5 seconds left. Doesn't have a lot of time there. And they're going to be able to get through. What you're going to see is a flawless hardpoint from GentleMates. To almost 100 point club, that Thieves team is impressive. It really is. Let's see the scoreboard. Does it show the scoreboard? Nope, it shows Shotzi. Okay. All right, that was a really good game. Really good game from the side over at GentleMates here. And they just did a really good job. Really good job. I think one of the best things about this GentleMates team is just like, I just feel like their teamwork right now is really, really good. They did deserve the win yesterday. I'm an Optic fan, and they humbled Optic. They played really well. They deserve the win. If you guys want to see more breakdowns like this, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you want to see. One important thing is I have made a Call of Duty guide. In that guide, we have 2 exclusive videos a week. Some of these breakdowns will only be available through the guide. So I'm going to be doing some of these, maybe 1 a week, maybe 2 a week, but we have 2 exclusive videos a week. And if you want to see more of this, just really get to that next level, that will only be available through the guide. The guide is in the description. It's a one-off purchase, and once you get the guide, you have it for life. I will update videos every single week, and I will update new PDFs and guides throughout the year. I'm working on them in the background, and we're going to get them running for you. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys for tomorrow. Peace.